a love triangle, a cheating situation that ended in a horrific way. We're going to be talking about the cases of Kelly Harmony and Matt Rigan. Cases like this are so frustrating. It is sad to see families torn apart from cheating situations, but especially situations that end up like this. So let's go ahead and start. I want to begin by talking about Kelly Harmony. Kelly Harmony. Kelly Harmony was born in 1982. From a very young age, she knew that she wanted to be a mother. She had strong motherly instincts and always knew that having a big family was something that was very important to her. She grew up Mormon and a member of the Church of Latter-day Saints. Being family-oriented is also a big value in that church. Ashley also came from a pretty big family herself. She was one of 5. She has 2 older brothers, John and Josie, and 2 younger sisters, Amy and Annie. Her parents say that her motherly instincts really kicked in after her younger sisters were born, and she became an older sister. She absolutely loved her little sisters and was always doing what she could to keep them entertained, even when she was very young herself. The Harmony family moved around quite a bit between Idaho and California, but in 1990, her family settled in Boise. They said they picked Boise because it felt different. It felt very homey to them. Her father started up a chiropractic business there, and life was going really well for a long time. They had a very idyllic childhood, and the siblings grew very close. She did say that they grew up kind of struggling financially, but she never remembered it being a stressor on the kids. She wasn't super aware that her parents were sometimes struggling financially, but obviously as a kid, there are a lot of things that you are just unaware of sometimes in your parents' relationship and friendship. Her parents ended up getting divorced 2 years after they moved to Boise, and this was a pretty big shock to all the children, but especially Kelly. It was around this time that she realized that life wasn't perfect, that their life wasn't perfect, and it was just really hard on her. She was just 9 years old at the time, and her family ended up kind of split up over this. She and her 2 younger sisters moved with their mom to Twin Falls, Idaho, while her 2 older brothers stayed in Boise with their dad. They would still meet up and kind of switch off and get time with the other kids on the weekends. But obviously, this dynamic is very hard in a family. Kelly knew that she wanted something different for her future family, but she still went on to have a very good childhood. She was really into dance and cheerleading. When they moved to Twin Falls, she practiced any chance she could, and eventually she became the captain of her cheerleading squad. Unfortunately, that wasn't very long-lived because in 1997, her mum got remarried and they moved again. They moved in 1997, and this time they ended up in St. George, Utah. Even though this move was very tough on her, obviously she did love living in Boise. She made a new life in St. George and spent a lot of time still dancing and ended up on a new cheerleading squad. As Kelly grew older, her love for religion and family remained a constant in her life. In 2003, she ended up attending Utah State University, where she first majored in photography, but she ended up switching into studying child development. When she was in college, she was working at the university gym, and one night one of her friends introduced her to 23-year-old Matt Rigan.